In this video, we're back to go on another hike in hopes to redeem ourselves and catch a sunset on top of a mountain. After our last attempt at a sunset hike but getting nothing but cloud cover and wind, we decided spontaneously a few days later that we'd try again with the forecast saying nothing but sun. The hike we decided on was called Surreal Ridge. It's one that I've done a couple times, but Joe's never done this one before. And the times that I did it for sunset in the past, I got super smoky conditions and we couldn't see anything. We quickly packed up, drove out, I loaded a couple rolls of portrait in both my cameras, and we started the trail. When we got there, there was a little bit of smoke from the wildfires, but it was a lot less than the previous times that I'd went, so I wasn't too concerned. When we left the city, there was no signs of smoke at all, but that makes sense because as we went out further west, we were closer to the fires in BC. A little ways up the trail, we did get a little view of Upper Kananaskis Lake, which is the lake that we get a view of from the top of the mountain. It was pretty clear, so we were getting pretty excited about sunset. The smoke at this point was actually kind of making the light look really nice. It made everything feel warm and had this golden look. It almost felt like golden hour, but it was just lasting a whole lot longer. About halfway through the hike, we made it to Rawson Lake, which is where the trees kind of open up and we get a better look at the sky. One of my favorite parts about Rawson Lake is this little tree that grows on top of a tree in the middle of the lake. It's just so unique and it blows my mind every time I see it. Once everything did open up, this is when we realized how bad the smoke was actually getting. Sure, the light was looking nice and diffused and golden, but with how much was starting to come in, I was actually getting a little bit concerned with what kind of view we'd get from the top. And from where we were, it was kind of hard to tell because we were on the other side of the mountain from the lake that we get the view of. And we were kind of on like the east side of the mountain. So the mountain was actually blocking our view from the west, which meant we couldn't really see how much smoke was coming in. Since we were at the point of no return, we figured we'd head up the ridge anyways, just to see what we would get. The hike up to the ridge is literally straight up. No switchbacks, no flat spots, nothing. When I say it's straight up the mountain, it is literally straight up the mountain.
Ready?
Someone did tie a rope to the roots of the trees that were there, so that did kind of help, but it's still literally just straight up. And when we finally reached the top, we were greeted by a couple of majestic mountain goats. And to our luck, as we looked out west at the view from the top of the ridge, we could not see anything. There was so much smoke that blew in that we could barely make out the outline of the lake, let alone the mountains across the lake. The smoke is really not good to breathe in, so we didn't want to spend too much time at the top. I don't know how well you can tell, but there was literally ash falling from the sky. I took a few photos before calling it a day and heading back down for the sake of our lungs, because we were already feeling it. After these last couple hikes, it just really goes to show that Mother Nature can do anything. I'm still super grateful to live in such a beautiful place where I have the privilege to visit these places on a regular basis. With that being said, I don't think I'm gonna do this hike again, at least for a little while. When you've gone 2 or 3 times now and getting the absolute worst conditions and not getting a view, but putting in all that work to get there, it's just really disappointing. So I think I'm gonna have to try a different hike next time. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.